I know on the box they have a very cool slogan. It says, how games were made to sound. But with this headset, I doubt that was the case.
Roman does consumer tips.
I'm probably gonna get a lot of haters for making this video, but I have to say it. Sony, specifically PlayStation division, are not trying hard enough when it comes to proprietary accessories for your PlayStation 5. And today I'm comparing pound for pound, well in this case dollar for dollar, proprietary accessories in the form of headsets for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. I'll try to explain why Sony needs to up their PlayStation accessories game and why I personally think there are better accessories by third-party companies when compared to original proprietary accessories made directly by Sony for PlayStation. As I mentioned, both of these headsets cost exactly the same. Yet when it comes to packaging, same as with the Xbox and PlayStation itself, when you unbox PlayStation, you take off this colorful sleeve and then inside you have this plain cardboard box, unlike of what you get in with Xbox, where you get a custom-made box specifically for that console. So same goes for the accessories on two consoles, or should I say rivals. But when you unpack Xbox headset, you get a premium feeling. The way it's packaged, the whole unpacking process makes you feel like you got a quality product, which I cannot really say about Sony's Pulse 3D headset, because unpackaging of any Sony proprietary accessories is very plain and simple, as if you're unboxing one of those no brand, no name controllers from Amazon. But then who cares what's on outside? Let's look at what's inside. And inside you have two headsets, obviously. Plastics on Xbox headset are more durable looking. They have a bit more premium feeling and overall structure to it, while the one on Sony ones, this is kind of cheap looking plastic. It wobbles like that. While this is how Xbox headset wobbles. Next point are the adjustment positions and overall controls. So let's start with the adjustments. First of all, you don't really have much. You have this tension strap right at the top. You have to readjust your headset every time you put it on, right? So it goes on and off. With Xbox, you have to pre-adjust it to a certain position that you need. And then once you're ready and once you open it up to put it on your ears, it stays in place. It locks the position. So it's always the same setup whenever you put your headset on. Now, what's interesting are the controls. And with controls, if we look at Xbox headset, you barely have any buttons on it. You have only two. This green one, which works as a power button or a link button, if you hold it for long enough. And then the second button is to turn on and turn off your mic. Speaking of which, every time you turn on or turn it off, light comes up on the mic itself and you can see it while you're playing. In case of Sony, well, it's complicated. They have so many buttons on it, right? So they have chat and game switch, monitor on off, volume buttons. They have a very uncomfortable mic switch, which is really hard to feel when you're playing because it's hidden somewhere on your ear. You really have to take it off, see what the setting is, if it's on or off, and then put it back on, unlike of what Xbox can offer you. Then there is no mic extending to your mouth, which is, I think, not a problem. I've been playing with this headset for quite some time now, and people can still hear you. But the advantage of the extended mic, you don't need to speak as loud, and second, mic indicator comes very handy. Now you may ask, where are all those buttons on Xbox headset? Well, it has all of them. It's just they're integrated. When you have your headset on, your right ear becomes your volume control. Then your left ear also has a function. It switches from chat to game mode. You can gradually decrease or increase either chat volume or the game volume. Very handy, and again, you don't need to look for any buttons. You just put it on and go on twisting it left and right until it's in the right position. Both headsets have USB-C, which is great, and the battery life, I would say, is about the same on both of them, but I think Xbox has a slightly better lifespan per single charge. And of course, both of them come with a USB-C cable. I'm not even going to talk about it. This is just a generic standard USB-C cable. My next and probably the most important point about Pulse 3D headset are its cups. They're made round and they're not ergonomic at all whatsoever. Unless you have tiny ears that can fit inside this cup, you will be struggling because it actually has pretty good pressure on your skull. When you wear it for more than 30 minutes, it will start pressurizing your ears to the point that it will be hurting. In my case, I think I have relatively standard ears, like standard male adult ears. This thing is horrible. You'll want to throw this headset against the wall half an hour and your ears are aching. Again, to each his own, but in my case, this is what I am experiencing with this headset. And bear in mind that Xbox cups are somewhat of a similar size, but they're slightly bigger and they have softer cushions. Additionally, these cushions have more foam inside them, or whatever it is, gel, but it feels nice. In case of Pulse 3D, this cushion is there, but it's not thick enough. So once you put it on, it starts to pressurize your outer ear with speaker outer edges inside of your cup. And as a result, half an hour max and you'll want to throw it away. Another point, when you connect headset to the console, in case of Xbox, you don't need to do anything. You just press the button, open up a menu on your console, link and pair the headset to your console, and you're done. It's nothing to plug in. In case of Sony PlayStation, you have to use dongle, which is crazy, guys. Like, this is a proprietary made directly by Sony headset and you still have to use the dongle. This tells you that whoever designed it, they were not putting too much attention to the headset itself, because, I mean, come on, just come on, PlayStation, do it properly next time, please. Next, I want to talk about the sound quality. I think Xbox has the first place here as well, because not only it has a better cup with its soft and nice foam that can last you for like hours of gameplay without taking it off. Overall sound has plenty of bass and just altogether beats flat and plain sounding Pulse 3D. I know in the box they have a very cool slogan that says how games were made to sound, but with this headset, I doubt that was the case. The outcome of this video is not about hating on Pulse 3D. I think Sony tried, but they failed in my eyes with this headset. Because think about it, they make one of the best headsets out there in the world. So why not apply that technology to one of these? If it's money, make it slightly more expensive. I mean, PlayStation fans were buying PlayStation console for double the price during the past 2 years, and I'm sure if they made this headset a bit more decent for a slightly higher premium, PlayStation fans would still buy it. So my recommendation, if you are an adult with relatively medium to large size ears, this particular headset will not fit you in like 90% of the time. If you can, look for an alternative. Otherwise, struggle with the ear pain.